Hello, everyone, and welcome to everything you wanted to know about sex, but were afraid to ask. So tonight's episode is about hookers and blow. Let's relax. Let's take it easy. My prime host, Artie, is not here, so I will be hosting you tonight. And it's a joke what I said. You know what I'm trying to say. And Christopher, did you say that Stephen Dolges should be up for an awards before checking out my title of the show? Because that's what I want to talk about. Awards. And let's let loose here, because I know the CSRs have been touch and go, this and this and that. Should other awards be happening? There are other awards. There is the guys there. What are they called? My God. TV there, War TV. Oh my God. And I do the news. I forget. Anyways, they do the Caesar Awards. That's what they do. But I think it's mostly miniatures, if I'm not mistaken. So who do we got here? We got Christopher. We got Mike. We got Carl Kreider. Hiya, Carl. Steve. We got Dale. We got some vegetables. William Bird. We got a troller. And a BGG Awards. Yes, you're Little Wars TV. Thank you. Okay, so look. I don't know if you know, but I'm usually the guy who puts out the CSRs. Once all the information is in, it's sent to me and I make the video. So basically, I hate to say it, but I'm the face of the CSRs because I do the video things, but I am absolutely not the face of the CSRs. You know what? I need a co-host. Does anybody want to come on? You got to give me your email, and you know what I mean? We're going to talk about awards, not hookers and blow. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Who? Huh? Because I want a back and forth happening here. Oh, Magnus, you're only here for a few minutes, eh? Carl, you want to be on? Carl Kreider. Come on. I'll send you an invite. There you go. I'm doing it. I'm sending it to you, Carl. And if Carl doesn't come on, it's not a good thing. Hold on. Let me get here. Carl Kreider. Let me see here. Carl Kreider. Okay, here you go. Splat. Boom. It's sent. Trevor, you know what? I'm going to send you one too. Hold on. Your email, right, Trevor? Email. Okay, I'm going to see it. Hold on a second. Email. You know what I'm saying? When Artie's not here, man, you'd think it was party time or something, but it ain't. I got Trevor just at Gmail. I'm sending it at Gmail, Trevor. I'm calling it Linky. Boom. And splat. And thanks. Thanks for that. I'll accept that. So look, are awards worth it? Are they worth it? Does the game of the year make you go out and buy the game of the year or any other category, You know what I'm trying to say? Huh? And we can talk about the CSRs and don't hold back. I don't want to hold back. Just keep it civil, with a modicum of decorum. You know what I'm saying? So, Achilles, so are you saying no, it doesn't make you go out and buy the stuff? Hey? See, Captain Asparagus, yes, it does, eh? There he is. Hey, Carl, thanks for doing it.
No problem. I was in my game room organizing. Strafe Expedition.
What the hey is that?
It's a World War I game in Italy, man.
Yeah, I saw the logo, but your Carl of the War Game Boot Camp thingy is hiding. Yes, okay, so that's what's a Europa Simulazione. That's right.
Yeah.
So hey, man. Okay, there's Trevor. Hey, Trev, thanks, man.
Trevor.
Love your hair, man. You trying to pull?
Oh, good to see you, buddy.
You trying to pull Don King, man? Did you lose a bet or something, or what?
It took me a minute to get on because I had to go do my hair for you.
Thanks, man.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
okay, Trevor's on the board of the CSRs. And you know what? Let's talk about the CSRs, okay? And again, let's be polite and all that, because I know some people really lambasted the CSRs. I'm gonna start by saying, what's wrong? Cara, what's wrong with the CSRs? Or chat, if you don't want to say anything because you don't want to hurt anybody, I understand 100%. Same with you,
No,
Trevor.
that's not my issue. My issue is I didn't get all worked up like everybody else did, to be honest. I'm just trying to get my camera a little higher here so you're not looking at my nostrils. But that's not going to work. So
No, nostrils are okay.
Okay, nostrils are okay. The U-boat thing and the rest of it didn't. Yeah, I see why people were upset, but I love all games. I don't. Yes, I would like to see a war game specific award, and I would like them to focus on the proper things. That would be nice, but I'm not going to get all bent out of shape over it.
Well,
to be honest, and
the CSR is there's a prestige attached to that. Being I guess the father of war games, or new war games, I should say. In the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And
I get that. Yeah, and it should be honored. And yes, they should focus on the right things, and companies shouldn't be able to, advertise the heck out of "Go vote for us" and swaying votes and bringing non-war gamers into it and all that other stuff. I agree with all of that. I just don't agree with it to the extent where I'm going to be frothing at the mouth and screaming online.
Well, wouldn't it be fun if there was such an award that it would be like that? I mean, not exactly like that, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
Because some people get really worked up over the Oscars and the Academy Awards. And look, it's apples and oranges there, but...
Oh, dude, I've thrown stuff at the TV because of the Oscars.
And you know what? It should be the same for the CSRs. Or any other awards. You guys watch the Caesars, Trevor?
Nope.
Do you watch any awards?
I don't own a TV. Oh, no.
Why did I have this guy on? Why did I have this guy on?
This was going to bring me to my other conversation point, was that people who gamed in the 60s, 70s, and 80s when the CSRs were massive had more time to game. There's less distractions, no social media. So,
no, that's true.
Maybe, yeah.
And Trevor, you being on the board of an awards show, what interested you in being on the board?
Seeing things that I thought could be better. There was nothing that I saw that was wrong per se. I mean, I understand the U-boot thing was not a popular pick, but in the end, like, unlike the Spiel des Jahres, which they can track that it boosts sales, 20 to 30% of the game.
That's unbelievable.
Right? Are sales going up for U-boot because it won the award? I doubt it, right? Definitely not 20%. So if I'm a designer, yeah, I want the award, but I'd rather have my game sell like, Twilight Struggle, where it's on its 8th reprint and it has sold probably 500,000 copies.
Seriously, eh?
I mean, 8, yeah.
More
I mean,
than that, son of a beast. But you know what? In the war game, world, it's just bragging rights if you think about it.
It just struck me that, you're talking about what award would be more interesting, or what would make it more interesting. To be honest, a live show.
Yeah, but that's
like the Oscars, where you have something that you can throw stuff at the screen at,
okay. Well,
and stuff like that. I mean,
other than the $1 billion logistical problem, what else can we do?
Dude, you asked.
I know, but for God's sakes,
it's only you that we have to fly to San Diego in November. We don't.
Yeah, exactly.
All the war gamers are already there.
Well,
so
I like that.
Like I said to you before, Dan, let's start a GoFundMe. Get Dan to San Diego.
Yeah, get Dan to San Diego. Yeah, that would be good. Doing a live show would actually be it's fun, but I mean, to get that organized,
it would take some doing, and
well,
it would probably take a few people, to organize it and get it really kind of. I mean, we could do the Hookers and Blow variety show as a warm up, I guess.
Mike is going to start selling Hookers and Blow to raise money.
Yeah,
no, but you know what? And where, that would be a fun thing if we can do that. The thing is that it would still have to have the same amount of research and blah 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 blah, and then it's just presented live, right? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Get Carl and Tim to go up and read a winner.
Yeah, that'll go well. But as you said, doing it in San Diego, you have Voco there, you have Mark there, you have Gene there, you have Harold there. They're all in one spot.
I guess that's the place to do it, amen.
Could you imagine, all them announcing awards, like an Oscar kind of thing? That would be actually pretty cool.
Yeah, you either do it San Diego or you do it at
Onsen World, or
in Pennsylvania, New York at the
WBC.
Those are your two like massive congregations, or the one in Texas. But I think just San Diego lines up with and it's a destination place, man. You can go to San Diego in November and it's nice versus New York.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah, man. I mean,
I don't think it's gonna happen this year, man.
No, not this year, but I mean, it's good to have goals.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got to talk to a few people, to make this happen.
But you're the guy. You can make.
No, I'm the guy. I'm just the guy who announcing them. For God's sakes, I'm not the guy.
You're the guy who can make it happen. I can't do, real mafia. I'm not.
So, Trevor, what do you think, Trevor? Do we need awards or what? Or is it just we're doing it because of nostalgia? Do we need awards? Who gives a crap?
So I think it changed from what it was in the 70s and 80s. I think in the 70s and 80s, the gaming as a whole, wargaming, and just watching what you've talked about with the Avalon Hill, the clips that you've had over your shows the last couple of weeks, you can see that, hey, these sold thousands and thousands of copies, right? And I think wargaming as a general were voting on what they experienced. I know myself, kind of tending towards the lighter side because I'm playing with my kids most of the time, right? And then I'll get together with some of my wargame buddies, but we're talking like 3 times a year, right? This is not every weekend, every other weekend. Now I use the CSRs, I know for me personally, as, hey, these are the games that I want to try. So I'm now not informed on what I'm voting on. I'm now using that, the categories and the games that got nominated as my shopping list, right? And I think a lot of people are like that. We talked about this when we met with people. You were like that. I'm like that, right? and there's a couple people on there that are in tune with games that are coming out. They're play testing it, but it's just, I think people are, I don't want to say stingy. They're smarter with their money. So they're looking at games. Hey, here's 20 games that came out. I can buy 2. So I'm going to look at reviews. I'm going to look at what won awards. I'm going to get feedback from people who played the game 10, 20 times. Is that something I can see myself playing? Otherwise, I can play, Twilight Struggle and Hannibal and these other games because I know how to play them. They're on my table. They're already there. So
I definitely agree with Trevor on that. I mean, the last CSR batch, I didn't know half of what was on there. Never saw it, didn't hear about it. And I'm on Board Game Geek every day. I'm trying to follow Kickstarter. I'm trying to follow everything. But there's just so much going on now with the, you added the computer category, the magazines category, the other stuff where I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to vote in that because I have no idea what this stuff is.
Yeah.
And, that's fine too. If I would look at your numbers and say, wow, we got 5 votes for this because nobody knew what it was. Maybe that's not such a great category to have.
Yeah.
But I think awards are important because I think designers and developers and the smaller guys need a little more recognition for the hard work they do.
And should we?
I mean, GMT and this is no dig on GMT. They've got plenty of praise heaped on them. I mean, they're talked about all the time, and everybody knows who they are, and blah blah.
But
blah.
I mean, deservedly so.
No, absolutely. But the designers, the guys who are in the trenches.
We already talked about it.
Yeah. All those people that I think they're the ones that need, kind of to have that night, that focus for their efforts, and not just the Mark Hermans and the Voco Runkes but the other guys. I would love to see Jerry White get more credit for what he does because he does a lot.
He does a lot, and I mean, Trevor
Bender, yeah, definitely.
No, I'm talking about Trevor.
Trevor, yeah.
Trevor Benjamin is the brains behind all those.
Now, Trevor, should we bring back the CSRs like they were, or go on from there?
So I don't think it necessarily matters what it is. It's that it's an award, because I think it's having my own company, having done that, I know the bottom line is I don't really care about recognition or anything. Just give me the money, right? So I think if I'm GMT or MMP or Compass or any of these games, right, HOLLANDSPIELE, whatever, yeah, the awards are nice, but how does it affect my bottom line? And if a CSR winning game doesn't increase sales, right, what does it matter? Now, if I'm a designer, like the Verdun game that was nominated for a whole bunch of stuff last year, I got that game. I knew nothing about it before. I got the game, right? That was an instance where a sale increased at least by 1 because that game was nominated so much, right? I don't remember how many it won, but I was like, it's nominated in like 6 different categories. I got to get that game, right? So as a designer, now when I go to pitch my next game, I say, hey, I'm doing a game on, World War II now, right? Or Civil War or whatever it is. Now I can say, hey, yeah, my last game or 2 games ago that I pitched won the CSR for best game and was nominated 5 times. So I think it matters for designers and probably artists and, that kind of thing, because like, hey, this map I designed won an award. I think for companies, while it does matter, I think it more matters of, did it increase sales? So how they're going, right? Again, I looked at it was what were the games nominated, and that interested me because I'm one who looks at it as this is my shopping list versus these are 40 games that I played this year. I'm voting on, 20 of them that got nominated.
So how can we do that in war games? Bring up the bottom line of a company, other than getting greased or greasing, which that's not what it's all about. I'm just talking about it. Have I said that wrong?
I think I know what you're driving at, and I was going to say that I think any awards needs to kind of stop worrying about how it used to be done and realize the environment you are in now. We are right now on YouTube.
So then why
a couple of years ago, nobody even did that. Right?
So then why do it live? Let's just do it on YouTube. Why? YouTube
I mean,
live?
you could, but again, you still got to get everybody together somehow, either virtually or live, whatever. But, a live one, people get to react to, they can throw comments in, that kind of thing. But in a day and age of, social media, Board Game Geek and everything else, things move fast. And I think that if you're going to do an award, you don't cast a wider net on categories or other stuff. You cast a wider net on those smaller companies and the recognition, like Verdun was a great example. And just, make sure that people know what's out there.
I mean, Vocal loved that game. He wanted to play me so many times.
And there's a reason I played it. It's a great game.
And it's a simple game?
Yeah. No, it's cards with blocks on the map. That's it.
You got it too, Trevor?
Verdun, yeah, I have it. So I'll give you a good example, right, on why the awards may or may not matter, but a lot of it is what are people doing with it? And as Carl was mentioning, like the social media buzz around it, right? So the Shores of Tripoli game, right, came out a couple years ago, was nominated for a bunch of awards. Yeah. But I remember specifically Mark Herman and Jason Matthews, a bunch of these guys, and they had a big tournament going with this thing. And I remember following that, like, oh, the Rocks of Gibraltar are winning, right? Like, that's why I remember that game, right? Yeah. And it's easy to access, light war game that it was from a newer designer, newer publisher, right? Everything was new. Now, your buddy and, friend, Fred Serval, came out with a great game last year on the French Revolution. I haven't seen anybody playing that. I haven't played it. I heard it's amazing, and I'm sure it's going to be nominated for awards because it's easily accessible, but I still see Shores of Tripoli everywhere, and the buzz always brings me back to
the Mark Herman playthrough and all that.
Mark Herman, Jason Matthews.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at that star power. You know what I mean?
So if I'm creating a light war game that's accessible, I want to have YouTube videos of people playing it in a tournament because that's going to create buzz. And I think that did more for Shores of Tripoli than that's just me. And
no, I think you're right. I think you're right, man.
So I think if you get people reviewing it, people playing it, people talking about it and how they competed, right? Versus, yeah, this is a great game that I played, right? Okay. But that game came out 6 months ago and I don't even remember the name of it. I know it was on the French Revolution, but it just didn't catch my fancy, so I moved on.
Red Flag over Paris.
Yeah, Red Flag over Paris. There you go.
I didn't even get it. A buddy of mine got it.
Shit.
And I'm kind of in the same boat. I've got shelves full of, oh, this is the newest, greatest thing coming out by so-and-so. And I go, hey, everybody, look what I got. And they're like, wow, that's cool. And then it goes back on the shelf because no one's kind of like, everyone's like,
okay. So what? Nick's awards or not?
No, I don't think that's the point. I think the point is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Trevor, you're kind of driving at maybe what maybe has more plays over the year, kind of what people are really doing instead of what just came out or, who had the great marketing scheme for,
yep.
whatever the new game is or whatever. Because, A lot of these, like you said, are flashes in the pan. You know, they kind of come and then they kind of go.
No, the CSR's job, you're right, is not to create buzz for Shores of Tripoli and games like that. It's to award excellence in wargaming. Yeah, that's it.
But again, these are
the question.
If I'm a convention going dude, which I do, and I've taken my kids, Carl's seen it, right? I've shown up with my boys at a couple of different conventions. Yeah. I will go to Carl or Tim and be like, hey, we want to learn how to play this, right? And that are usually a list of games that I see on the CSR. So I'm after the fact, right? I'm not going there and be like, hey, what game came out this week? I want to learn how to play that, right? Because I have no idea if it's going to interest me. I have no idea if it's good, right? It might just be the latest Worthington games release, right? They're like, hey, we just got it. We're opening the seal right now. It's just, I'm not on the pulse enough for, like, I don't watch enough reviews. Like, you know, I just assume most people, especially in California, are busy, right? And they play games, and they usually will play games that they're familiar with or heard a lot of good buzz about, right?
I'm not busy.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, retired. Well, no, there's a lot of young people.
I'm still looking.
So I don't know, man. Look, I'm a little apprehensive now about awards because I don't know, man.
I think that you guys, as in the CSRs, are in a unique position. You hit a couple bumps along the road, so what?
But a couple of bumps along the road means a year, 2 years. You know, that's how it works. You know, sometimes you've got the name recognition. Everybody knows what you're talking about when you say CSRs. I think you need to use that to, again, you know, show the best of the hobby.
True. That's why.
And first of all, if I'm hosting the bloody CSRs, I cannot be nominated. It doesn't work.
I'm just messing with you.
And I know you're messing with me, and I should have won it anyways. But I'm just
but
saying.
But to give you an idea of like how many people are like me who look at like, hey, what were the top 10 games that came out this year, right? And that's like my shopping list or games that I want to play at the next convention. If you go to like Players Aid, the ones that they do, they post this on Twitter, like top 10 games that came out this year. When they do that video, it's like hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah, no, that's great.
They review tons of games, and even if you look at like those games on their channel, they're not at 100,000, even for those top 10 games. People just want the list, and then they'll go figure it out on their own. So I think that's how people
really hundreds of thousands of views. Holy cow!
Yeah, I get people tell me all the time. I just look at BGG's top 10, top 100.
Yep.
And, you know, that's not a very good one to even look at. So,
yeah, BGG is going to give you like all the super light games, which are fine if that's what you want, but you're not getting a 3-hour game.
Should an award show, let's say the CSRs, should they have a monthly thing saying the top 10 this month, top 10 this month to keep people interested, and then the award show, boom?
If you want to do that much work, sure.
Yeah, if you were smart and you wanted to set up a YouTube channel where you created top 10 lists all the time and get a bunch of views and make money, yeah. But to just volunteer time, that's a ton of work. And if you're not, you know, benefiting from it, you're going to get burnt out super quick.
Yep.
Yeah, Christopher, we do have best map, rule book. When I say we, I'm just talking like that because I do the videos. Yeah. Yes, they do have best map, rule book, counters, box art, that stuff. And the thing is that I think it expanded into war game magazines, computer games. And I think, in my opinion, I think that's where it got lost.
A little, yeah.
Okay, there was too many categories, too much stuff. And Trevor, we've discussed that a lot with the people on the board, and everybody agreed. Everybody agreed. But now that there seems to have been a little hiccup now in the CSRs in the award show. I don't know if it's going to happen this year. Look, people are trying. Man,
I gotta
I don't
say
know.
that would be worse than what's been done in the past few years. If you don't
That would
do
not
them,
be
that would be bad.
not doing them.
Not doing them would be really bad. In my opinion, you know,
I
you
agree.
can-
I'm gonna head out. I gotta go to another meeting.
Okay, thanks, Trevor, man.
Later, guys.
Ciao. Seriously, Carl, it would be bad.
I think it would be bad because as bad as it's been the last 2 years, whoever says it's been bad, I've still watched it.
Yeah,
And
but some of those.
I've still gotten stuff from it, as Trevor pointed out.
Yeah,
There
no,
are games that I've become aware of and things I've become aware of.
But you know what? Some of those criticisms were valid, man.
Yeah, so work on it.
Okay. So
You
you're
don't
saying
have
just
to-
put it
you
out,
don't have to
warts
fix
and
them
all.
in a year. You know that. You just work on them. Show improvement.
Really, eh?
I think the CSRs are important not only for the people receiving the awards. I think it's also for all these guys who want a voice in what's going on. On board.
So
Yeah, I mean, you got to balance and finding that balance between as Let's Play History is saying is you finding that balance between letting just the mobs vote and a panel vote and everything else. There's got to be some balance.
that's not just Let's Play History. That's Jan Heineman.
Oh, sorry, you say that way better than I do.
Yes, I think you're right with that. I think you're right,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Again, incremental improvements will help. You don't have to fix everything all at once. And sometimes you're going to try something and it's going to be a miss. That's, the nature of entertainment and awards and things like that. You know what? These guys wouldn't be saying stuff like this if they didn't like the CSR.
No, I know,
They would
I
not
know,
care
I
at all,
know.
and they'd just be like, "It's a joke. I'm not even going to talk about it." Not to put words in people's mouths. But.
Well, they tried in the CSRs to have a computer game, but you know what? It was too many categories in the computer game category itself,
I think the other problem is a lot of analog board gamers want to get into computer games, but for me especially, they are so vastly different than a board game that I just don't, for lack of a better term, compute. Being a guy who's been in IT for 25 years plus, saying it just.
Look, I agree. I agree with you. If I understand what you're saying, it should be just board games. It should be just board games. There's great
computer games have their own awards,
like magazine games. Magazine games, and I'm not trying. Are not board games. They're magazine games. And would you have a magazine game category?
Sure.
Well, then you're gonna have to have a computer category.
Why? Against the Odds, Strategy and Tactics, Paper Wars. These are all made by board game enthusiasts and board game companies. They are all part of the experience. I can't tell you how many magazine games I've got that I love.
No, I know. I know.
Just like my board games,
Yeah. What about games from Europe? STUKAJOE does a lot of that. He's doing a lot of them from Spanish people.
Yeah. I think games from Europe are great. I got from Salerno to Rome right here, from DiScimilazione something. Another Italian company. I have Vuka Sims. I just got Knock Paris and Bismarck.
Okay, John Clark, magazine game. Is that considered a board game? Boards or mags, he says. Hey, Alan. Okay.
I mean, pieces, map, charts.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's got to be, I think, the war game magazines. You start going into like other game magazines that have nothing to do with war games, then yeah, you've trotted off into strange territory.
Yeah. Yeah, IG Critical or Iggy Critical. How do you say that name?
I think it's
God.
Iggy Critical.
You know what I'm saying? So John just wants to keep it
Yes.
board games, but
Okay.
there's a valid argument for magazine games.
What I would say is, if there's a category that you're not happy with, skip it. If you're voting, just skip it. You know, kind of like vote with your wallet. Doesn't get enough votes to critical.
But it's IGY or Iggy Critical. Come on, help us, for God's sake. PC Gamer. Well, hold on a second. Jeff Beeler says.
Yeah. So PC Gamer covers. They even cover war games. I've seen them do it. PC war games.
Nah.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to tiptoe around that. Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to go wading into that.
Yeah, you know, Harold Buchanan doesn't want to call them war games anymore.
Okay.
I guess
he doesn't have to.
That's right. You're right. He doesn't have to. But anyways, I'm not that. What is a war game? What is not a war game? But God help us.
Oh. Who cares, really? Did you like the game? Was it fun? I love U-Boat. I thought it was a great game. We played 4 players, had a great time. Who cares? There are people that you know, they want to do analysis. They want to, you know, get on the internet, be authority on whatever. Okay, cool. I mean, that's cool too. You know?
Yeah, no, I understand. Look, I'm like I said, there was a hiccup that happened in the CSRs, and it's been held back. And you're saying let's push it, and there are other people that are saying let's push it too. And look,
well, you know, a lot of other board game and game things get their day. They get their award, and CSRs are ours, you know. And a lot of people, no matter how much they complain and don't like this, don't like that, they're still watching it.
Yeah, you're right.
And they still get something from it, even if it's heartburn, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, you know, yeah. And how many games per category?
I think
5?
that's you're gonna have to play with. You keep it low because, you know, bandwidth for a lot of people is going to be low. You don't want 20 games, obviously. So I don't know. What'd you do last year? 5, something like that.
5 or 6, depending what the category was.
Okay. Did anybody complain about that?
No.
Then leave it alone.
And if you want to do it live, Carl, should we have like Mark Herman come up and say at this category, blah, blah, blah? and Volko's there, bring Volko up, blah, blah, blah.
That would be the ultimate. If we could do that, that would be great. I think. I just would, and have the, one of the ladies bring up the envelope and
The ladies, eh? And watch out.
The lady, probably.
Watch out.
Yeah,
I know that would be fun.
I'm
that would be fun, and
it would be great. But yeah, I understand it's not going to be like, oh, let's do it next week.
No.
But
you know what?
Cool. Even if you have to pre-record it, it would be something cool to kind of do. Give it that glitz and that glam, and have a host like Billy Crystal, because he was my favorite host.
Hey, he's the best. He was the best.
He's always been one of my favorites. So.
Oh man, no, that would be fun, and that it wouldn't even be difficult, basically, to have a little stage with the hotel thing.
Sure. Put up a monitor for anyone who couldn't make it, and then they just log in and do it.
It's the it's just the work beforehand that's hard.
Oh yeah, it's coordinating it, getting them to agree, and all that. I get it. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, look,
like something to shoot for, man. Something to shoot for.
No, that's interesting, because first of all,
put on your best camo and show. Just kidding. No, I would never do that.
Yeah, no, Christopher, I was looking at them, and they did a presentation with a green screen in the back and blah blah blah, and that was cool. But you know what? When it comes to the videoing and all that, it's me. I'm a one-man show. Lots of work. Lots of. Mucho, much, a lot. Biggie wiggy. Big.
Uba hooge.
Was I clear enough? It's so much work, man. And the thing is that
a live thing like that would be actually easier. And that's one regard, editing and putting it all together. I think.
Oh no, that would even be easier than doing the stuff I do on YouTube.
Yeah,
it would be a joke.
Yeah. Whoops, you screwed up. Sorry, it's live.
And what?
Run with it.
We can have, like, man, you can even use a slide machine and put it in the back, a 1970 slide machine. Clack clack, and here's the game. Clack clack.
So would it be too soon for me to come up to you and Will Smith you at the? I'm just.
Jeff, get help, huh? It's easy. You get help. For God's sakes.
The work, not help in the brain.
Hey.
There you go. She could help. That would be a good one. Anyone with a good presence, that is a good public speaker, a good kind of. And Jess, if she's willing to do it.
Yeah, but is there a conflict now with her being in a... No, there's no conflict.
She's just presenting an award. She didn't vote on him.
No, I would. Christopher, thanks, man. But what donkey work?
Donkey work.
I wouldn't even know how to delegate the work, man. You know what I'm saying?
You got to learn to delegate.
Yeah, I know, but delegate what?
I don't know.
How much blowing you want to give away, for God's sakes, man. No, but that's great, man. Look,
and I mean, it's just an idea. I mean, you can take it and change it, do whatever you want with it, but be something fun, and definitely get guys interested in the awards again. Something fun. Because I've noticed that the Oscars do one thing, and show even other awards like that do one thing. People are more interested in the show than the award.
But that's it. The awards is just it's there, but you got to be entertaining, and live is completely different, man.
Oh yeah, and it would take some work, and probably the first time would not be perfect, and then you have to keep working on it.
Wow, what a great harmonica player.
Yes, my phone is a
Yes.
great harmonica player.
No, the thing is, and I Jess, what Jess is from where? Wisconsin.
Yeah, wherever Noble Knight is.
Yeah, she's not gonna fly all the way to San Diego unless.
No, like I said, we could do monitors and a telephone, like a Zoom call or something.
That would be great. Stigler has to be there. Oh man, I'm telling you, Stigler. And he would do the solitaire category.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, man. Stigler, you're from he's in Indiana, I think, no?
Yeah, I think so.
That would be so much fun, man. You know what? Do it live online, Jeff. You know, I've been an entertainer for 30 years, and I'm on stage in front of people. There's an electricity that happens, and it's just fantastic. And there's boos, and there's people screaming, and there's it's fun. It's fun as hell. But I'll tell you something. In my 30 years of musicianship, I never been booed once.
There you go.
Right?
I haven't either, but I played the Prince at the Ren Fair, so they weren't allowed to.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, Artie. That's good, Artie. Yeah, damn rat.
Well, you know.
Okay, no, Stigler's in Portland.
Oh, Portland. Okay. I assume Oregon.
Yeah. So, Artie, we were talking about awards, man, and the CSRs basically because that's the thing closest to me. Doing them live, but not on YouTube live. I'm talking about live with an audience, and Carl suggested San Diego. You know?
Well, I mean, you could still do it on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. You probably want to do it on all of them.
Look at that! It's Rough Swordsman Wargamer. It's the fuzzy guy. He's so cute. He's so cute. He's so cute. Me neither, Dan. What? What are you saying? Me neither. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
God.
But, I will say to Rough Swordsman, I am really sorry. I keep missing Saturday with their live.
You know what? I watch those guys, and it's a lark.
I love it. Yeah.
I always have a good time.
Good stuff.
Why, thank you, Alan. Thank you.
Your tunes are awesome, dude.
Oh, not booed. Good
not
man.
Booed.
Hey, I put up a comment on Saturday, but Tony didn't put it up because he had the controls of the wand. And I said, rough studied music. What a loser. Obviously, I'm in the same boat, for God's sakes, man. You know?
I can't even really hum a tune.
What's GC? Great.
Closer than.
Yeah, sure, William. You know what I got, man? I got in the mail today. I got. Oh.
Nice.
And it weighs a ton. And I'm gonna play it with my brother-in-law, my son-in-law. I call him my little dumpling. And what do I call him today? Muffin or something? Whatever. Look, I gotta intimidate.
Slightly creepy.
I gotta intimidate the guy because he's doing unspeakable things to my daughter. Anyways, so I want to learn how to play that game. I want to get into it. I want us to have, you know what I'm saying? Nah,
a moment.
That can't happen. That can't. It's too much. Well,
I told ARDWULF if it's
Yeah,
the
it's
right
got-
time, I can make his ARDWULF'S thing.
You know what Christopher's saying here?
No,
My little cabbage.
my
Yeah, but they say that in French and Quebecois. Mon petit chou. My little cabbage.
do you remember that TV show Dinosaurs? You know, where
Not the mama, not the papa.
not the papa when the mammals got out of the fridge and the mammal had a cabbage and he's like, "Cabby, my
No,
sidekick, Cabby."
No, I
Oh, it
watched
was
that.
great,
I
great.
watched that on acid, and I didn't have a good time.
Oh no,
I didn't have a good time.
oh no,
No, because the father dinosaur looked like my ex mother-in-law.
oh god,
Yeah, she was ugly
the
as sin.
colors alone would have.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She was ugly as sin, the woman. You know, we would sit down and eat, Carl, okay? And she would shove the food in her cheek. And she looked like a goddamn chipmunk. But she would keep shoving it in and then would talk sometimes. And I told her, lady, the war is over. You don't have to hoard. Jesus Christ, get over it.
Wow, I don't know what to say to that.
What the hell?
Oh, Trevor's
What's the matter with you?
What? I had a 15-minute meeting. What do you want me to do?
You went to the can?
Oh, bro, like I'm on the West Coast. It's still like 5 o'clock here.
Yeah,
And you had a 15-minute meeting.
Yes.
So
When
what
you-
did Biden
what we
say?
do, dude.
Who?
Biden.
I don't know. That wouldn't be 15 minutes. That'd be 30 seconds.
Now that's bad. That's bad, Mr. Vegetable. And you mon petit, you made masculine feminine, so it's ma. Yeah, dirty scum.
So I got a
There he is. Dratus, what's up?
I got a question for you, Dan. Since you speak a Latin-based language, is because we were just wondering about this. Is a computer male or female?
In French, it's male.
German, it's male.
Because you know, I agree with the male thing, right? Like to get it to do anything, first thing you got to do is turn it on.
Oh, there it is.
It could also be female because I mean, you make one mistake and it's stored forever for future gatherings. So
And we'll always come up at the worst time.
yeah.
You know, if this was Artie's stream, he's demonetized. Where is he, Artie? Where are you, you rat? You know?
He's probably like, "Oh, thank God, it's almost over. I don't have to come on."
So
He's ArtieCon.
hey, did you get the game Point Blank? Are you interested?
I don't even know what that is.
What's the matter with you?
Well, I can give you a whole laundry list of things if you want.
No, but I mean,
My wife texts them to me. All the things that are wrong with me. I can let me look at them. A whole list.
anyways, it's a lock and load game, and it's by Sean Drulinger, and it's basically up front. Now, ooh, that's sacrilege.
Is it up front? Because Combat Commander was up front with a map.
So I'm gonna be evil. I had up front and ambush, everything, brand new, unpunched, everything.
Where is it now?
I sold it all because I'm not
You saw
17 living the
prices.
world. Yeah.
Because
Hello,
you're not 17 living. Like, what's the matter with you?
dude. I got 3 kids that are like. I had 4. I mean, one of them just went off to college. She was my niece, but she was basically living with us. So,
So,
4 kids,
even
bro.
more now.
Yeah.
So, wait, you came out of your mother's room. You were 40 or something. What's the matter with you?
Dude, I was born in the 80s. Like, what are you talking about?
Jesus Christ!
I know you were like middle of your career in the 80s, but damn.
Ooh,
80s, thank you.
ooh.
Actually, you know, being accused of being a musician in the 80s right now is like a good thing. So
Yeah, it's actually a good thing now. But I was not a music. Well, yes, I was a musician in the 80s, but I was not a pro. pro started in the 90s. But I was in a different field. I was in classical. I'm the elite, man. Look at me. Do I look like a scumbag? I'm the elite.
There's a bunch of classical musicians that played with Metallica, a real band.
Yeah.
I know. Let me tell you something.
Oh.
You know, Metallica's 4 guys, right? So how many groupies can you have if you're Metallica and actually enjoy the groupie life and the drug life and the booze life? Say what, 50? And I mean, but yeah, whatever. You can't do 50 people, right? And whatever.
Age 50 or 50 people?
50 people.
I was going to say age 50. That's not Keith Richards still going.
No, but that's wicked. That's impressive. Okay. But anyways.
You should run that information by Wilt Chamberlain. I'm not sure he thinks 50's a...
You're right. But I mean...
but he's not a musician either.
Rock and rollers, they're known to party, this and that, and bam, bam, bam. Hey, man, you haven't partied if you've not been in an orchestra with 100 musicians. They want to party, man.
I was in the band in high school. I know
and
exactly
when
what that is.
And I'm telling you, when those female cello players and the female flute players and the oboe, they want to party, they party.
It's always the quiet ones.
I swear to God.
I didn't go to high school, so I don't know.
Nah.
Okay.
What?
He didn't go to high school, apparently.
Wow.
I finished school when I was 14 and worked and then went to college.
You can do that, not finish high school and go to college. You take an aptitude test, right?
When you're homeschooled, you can say you're graduate whenever the hell you want.
That's right, eh?
Especially back.
I don't know anything about home. Were you homeschooled?
My whole life until college.
No way.
Yeah.
How does that work, man?
My parents declared their home as a private school with my brother and I as students. My brother's a year younger than me. And we finished when I was 14. My brother was 13. My dad said, figure out what the real world's like. Go get a job. So I did. And then
wow.
What would have been my senior year, I went to junior college. And then
now is there a designated area in your house as the classroom?
Dude, I grew up in the hills in Almaden. We had one room in our house that was not bedrooms.
In the Ardennes. You grew up in the Ardennes.
No, Almaden, dude. Almaden. It's
Carl, did he say Ardennes?
No, but I don't know where he's talking about either.
Trevor, no, that's cool. That's super interesting for me. Now, it's.
How do you do PE?
My mom would kick me out of the house at noon and said, "Don't come back till dinner."
Oh, and you got PE credit for that? That's cool.
I graduated top of my class.
Yeah, nice.
It was you and your brother in the class. I mean, at home.
So you don't really need teachers to teach you stuff. Just someone to sit down and help you read and do math until you're like in middle school. And then at that time, we had tutors for science and all sorts of stuff, music, whatnot. So,
but that's expensive, man.
Compared to what?
It's true. You're in the States.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to private school, which my kids did for a while, that's like my kids' schooling was more expensive than my mortgage. I'm like, why am I sending you to school? I could buy another freaking house.
Okay, no. But the thing is, you being just you and your brother, you learn more.
I'm always just so you know.
I get that.
Being just you and your brother, you learn more, don't you?
My brother and I went to junior college the same time. We were there for 3 years, what would have been my junior year and his senior year, and then 2 years. I went off to San Jose State, which is where my dad went, and played athletics there and went to school. And my brother went to UCLA. So
it does work, eh? This homeschooling stuff?
So it's funny. We used to have like groups that we would get together and, the kids that were all homeschooled in our area. And there were two like sets. There were the kids who were homeschooled because they were, druggies and got kicked out of school. And didn't really hang out with them. And there were the kids who were graduating Stanford when they were like 17, which I didn't do either. So my brother felt like, not so like we don't belong to any of these guys. They're like weird. So I don't know.
Well, look, Jason, you're just in time for us to ship out. This show is over. Already blackmailed me. Blah 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 and all that. He's gonna have to throw money my way here.
Well, next week he can tell you about all the hookers and blow he experienced instead of.
And you see, I mean, without it's funny, eh? Artie is a presence, eh? Without Artie, something's missing, man, and it's Artie. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Oh yeah.
I'm at it right now.
It's what it is. It's what it is. Artie is Artie, man.
I could never replace him, and
No.
I feel totally inadequate. So,
anyways, Trevor, thanks a lot, and I'd love to hear more about the homeschooling stuff. But you're always cracking a joke, so you're like Stigler. You know what I'm saying?
Good looking.
Carl, thank you so much for this. Both of you, thank you so much for this last minute thing. Do you know?
I got
Nothing.
a text, by the way, from the San Diego Historicon guys saying there's still tickets available.
There you go. They
want everyone to know that they're still looking for people. They haven't filled up yet.
There you go. There's still tickets available.
Montreal to LA, what does that flight cost?
$2 billion.
Yeah, but that's Canadian. That's like what, $400 American?
Look,
$250.
I haven't even looked into it. Come on.
Okay,
Then I have to stay
feed
someplace.
your local Dan.
Then I have to stay someplace and I have to eat and I got to drink beer and do coke and the hookers.
Okay, I will not sponsor that part. That's all on your own.
Look at Trevor. Trevor doesn't even laugh. Look at him. Trevor, if I ever see you, I'm going to knock you out.
Oh, maybe we don't want you at I don't know. You showed up.
You're one of those drunks, huh?
I don't know.
Okay. So I'm calling it quits. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, chat.
Thanks,
Ciao.
guys.
Yep.